Hello there, welcome back to ITH and welcome back to my Seat Leon Cupra 290 DSG. Yeah, the name hasn't got any shorter. So the purpose of this video, I'm going to give you a little update about the car and how it's all going. And of course, the main subject of the video you'll have already seen thanks to the title. Right, so on with the update of the car. Now, I've had this car a while. I'm on about 6,000 miles now. About 6 months we've had it. I've been using and abusing this car as my daily driver. This is my family car, my fun car, it's everything, because it's the only car I've got. And I am pleased to say that it has got a lot better over the last 6,000 miles. The car has bedded in a little bit, it's got past the running in period, all that kind of jazz. The main point though is that around 3,000 miles, something wonderful happened with this car, and it's all to do with the noise. Because a lot of internet experts told me that around 3,000 miles that the car would get louder. I guess it's something to do with the heat cycles of the stainless steel and the exhaust. After a certain number of heat cycles and going through, it makes it sound better, it resonates better, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? They were spot on. For the first time in known history, internet experts were actually right. So yeah. Around 3,000 miles, this thing sounded so much better. I mean, it wasn't like on the dot. It gradually got better and better over that period of time. So yeah, there's a bit more bass, there are more burbles, and I mean, I have to say, even things like on the overrun, when you're in Cupra mode, when you're in there, you get burbles, you get pops and bangs on the overrun. I mean, this thing, it's still not quite where I think the old cars were before they had these new particulate filters. But you know what? It's pretty damn good. The engine has loosened up a fair bit. The car does actually feel a little bit quicker as well. It used to get to around about 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, and you could really feel that the engine was tight. It didn't really want to rev. It would rev, but it was like, no, like that. So I've been driving this car almost exclusively in Cupra mode since I got it. And now with the extra noise and the slightly looser engine, it definitely pushes me anyway to drive it a lot harder. And driving it around all this time, it has averaged a quite impressive, I think, 37 mpg, 37.2 to be precise, which I'm genuinely really impressed by. I wasn't expecting it to do that well. I mean, when I do a long run, I put it into normal, A, so that the ride isn't quite so jittery, and B, because the difference between Cupra and normal is about 3 mpg, which on a long run, you know what, it all, you know, penny watch and all that. You've got to make it, got to stretch all those pennies. So over this time, there are a couple of niggles, I have to say. Firstly, as wonderful as Apple CarPlay is, and with the new update, it's absolutely a lot better. But I don't know if it's just this head unit that they have in the Cupra or what, but I'd say every journey, it drops out at least once. It just cuts out, and you just have to press the button to go back into it again. Really, it's just a little niggle that's very irritating. And the only other problem I can find is the driver's seat has developed a bit of a squeak on the right-hand side, the right-hand bolster at the back. So when this goes in for its first service, which I must say is quite a long while away, it's probably another 10,000 miles away with variable servicing, I'll see if they can sort out the seat, find a squeak in there, but other than that, yeah, no problems. So on to the main point of this video. Why do I need to get the paint fixed on a brand new car? So this is actually far more common than people would imagine. Cars are produced en masse in these massive factories. They're sprayed and painted by robots. There is quality control involved, but you know what? It's never the best. And then there's some prep that goes on at the factory. There's also some prep that goes on at the dealership. Now, these people aren't professionals in that respect, and often you end up with a car that has been detailed using a sponge that has been dipped in gravel, it would appear. And that's that's basically what the case was with mine. But this happens from everything from a Kia right the way up to an Aston Martin. People get their car and then they get the car detailed once it's arrived, because you're only ever going to get it done to a certain standard from a dealership, and people want them better, as I did. So a few months ago I took this to a place called Auto Curators in Basingstoke. Now you'll be able to tell it was a few months ago because now it is horrible and grey, and it was beautiful and sunny back then. But I took it down to Auto Curators. Now I've known these guys for a long time and they do absolutely fantastic work. I didn't want a full detail, like you know, the full paint correction nonsense. What I wanted was what they offer, known as a new car detail and a ceramic coating, because I wanted this thing protected when it got through to this kind of weather. So you'll join me next when I'm at Auto Curators, and they are going to start the process with this car outside. Right, so as you can see, Paul has just gone over and cleaned and decontaminated and snow foamed and then properly washed off. The technical terms I'm sure I'm not using there, but he's just really properly cleaned this lovely shiny car. Now it looks really nice. If you sit there in sun, it looks wonderful, doesn't it, from a distance? Now we're going to get it inside, because when you actually get up close and personal with this thing and you shine some lights in just the right way, you can see exactly how bad the swirling is on it. And yeah, we're going to just properly show you how bad paint can be from the factory. And you know what? It's not good. Now, as ever, we have to give a huge thanks to BOTB for helping these videos come to life. They give away a dream car every single week, and tickets start from just 85 pence. Now, you could win a Leon Cupra 290, just like this one, for just £1.50 a ticket. You have to be 16 or over to play, and they give away a dream car every single week. Right, back to it. Now the car's in, it's up on the ramps as you've seen, and Paul there. Say hello, Paul.
Hello.
There we go. He's now going to do what used to be called clay barring. It's now not actually a clay bar, it's a very funky synthetic mitt, but that's removing all of the contaminants, I believe.
Correct.
There you go, look at me with my knowledge. So this gives you an idea of just how bad it can look. As you stand a while away from the car, you can see it just looks like a piece of black trim. Get a light on it and, well, I don't even know how to describe that. It just looks awful. But these magicians are going to fix it. Saw just then, Matt did a little test piece, and you could see the difference between just that first pass and the second pass, just to see what needed to be done and what needs to be done more, or what else they need to do, or basically just to investigate that first little bit into the paint, and it was big. Okay, so after we've had that first stage, you can see, so I'll just go across here, awful, 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 already so much better. So that is what you can see there. That is the paint as it came out of the factory, and that's it, even after just their first stage. Absolutely amazing. Right, so you join me a few hours later. I've been off doing things, whilst Matt and Paul have been beavering away in the background doing all the amazing polishing stuff. So I'm going to do some nice close-ups of how it looks, and I tell you what, night, day. difference unbelievable. And then they're going to do the ceramic coating, so time for a bit more B-roll. Right, so now the polishing stuff has been done. Now we get to what Paul and Matt says is the boring bit, but it's the most exciting bit for me. So this lovely little bottle I've got in my hand is their signature ceramic coating, and instead of me trying to explain and getting it all wrong, I'm going to get Paul to explain. Off you go.
Okay, so ceramic coatings have replaced waxes and polymers that have always been traditionally popular. They form a proper chemical called a covalent bond with the surface of the paint. So they are properly chemically bonded to it rather than just sitting on top of it. And the benefit of this is that you end up with something that's far, far more durable, a lot more hard wearing. And compared to coatings of the past, it's more chemical resistant, it is a lot harder, a lot glossier, and you end up with something called a low energy surface, which basically is geek talk for something that's very hydrophobic, very water and dirt repellent. And the benefit for you is that it will keep the car looking cleaner for longer, and when you wash it, it'll be really, really easy to look after. Very easy to wash and dry.
So there you go, ceramic coating. Go back to the detail we showed before of these side bits in black. Look at that, like a mirror. None of that awful crazing that was on there before. Awesome. So there we go, we've come outside to show the fruits of their labour, and my God, it looks amazing. It is so deep, glossy. All the shine has come back on the paintwork and on all the piano black trim as well. It just looks incredible. So there you go, that's it for this video. The guys here at Auto Curators have done an incredible job, so huge thanks to Paul and Matt down here. Now this is effectively just a new car detail. Anyone can come down and have this done, and I mean it ends up looking as absolutely stunning as this does. About $595 for a new car, and I can say worth every penny, because when you come out and you look at your car after it's been done, you can't believe you didn't have it done the very second you got it, which everyone should do. You can see their next project just behind me there. Quite nice. So yes, don't forget, please do like and subscribe the channel and do all the notification bells and all that kind of stuff. Loads more reviews, this sort of content with my Leon Cupra, and podcasts. There's more of those coming as well. So I'll see you in the next video, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.